rich man once said, "I would give away all my wealth to be young again." The how-to guy was neither young nor rich, so where does this leave us? Well, we just need to keep working hard.
Now, the DJI Pocket 2 comes with some pros and cons. I want to go through some of those pros and cons in today's video, so let's get started right now. Number one on the list, the DJI Pocket 2 has a much wider field of view, 20mm out the box. Now, I do have the Fimi Palm in my backpack, so let's actually test that out. The Fimi Palm is a 14mm equivalent. The DJI Pocket goes down to 15mm, so it should be a good test. First of all, what a great location to actually do these tests in. I'm kind of lucky that I get to live really near the ocean, so it's kind of nice to take cameras out and actually test things out and hopefully give the audience something more interesting to look at. I hope so. First of all, I just wanted to use the Fimi Palm as a quick test. This is the Osmo Pocket, and let's switch to the Fimi Palm. You can see the Fimi Palm out of the box is a lot more wide, and the Osmo Pocket is about 20mm at the moment. The Fimi Palm is 14mm. So you can see that building in the Fimi Palm in the background. You can make out that whole building, but the Osmo Pocket is still really wide, and I think it's wide enough without the actual lens. Oh, the Fimi Palm does a way better job of exposing for the sky in the background there. Who would have thought? But the Fimi Palm is still kind of GoPro-esque. Okay, the Fimi Palm is doing some weird face tracking stuff at the moment, and that's the DJI Pocket 2. The sensor 1/1.7, it's not even really a fair test. I believe the Fimi Palm is 1/2.6, which is smaller than the old Osmo Pocket, but the wide angle field of view is nice. And for like $200, it's a pretty good camera. And as you know, the Fimi Palm 2 is coming out, so some of you might be interested in it. A lot of people complain on this channel and say, "How to guy, why are you even bothering with the Fimi Palm? It's buggy and it doesn't work." Well, not everybody has $500 to actually spend on a camera. And by the way, this isn't the Fimi Palm sound. I'm going to use the Osmo Pocket sound. I'm using the wireless adapter that comes with the Creator Combo Kit, and I'm just going to sync this audio because I couldn't be bothered bringing the audio adapter. I've got so many things in my bag always to make one video, and the damn people that watch this channel, they do not appreciate it. You should be ashamed of yourselves. I'm just kidding. Some of you do appreciate it. The Pocket 2 looks really great, and the clouds look really nice and exposed correctly at the top, as well as the Fimi Palm, which did a really good job even though it has a smaller sensor. So one other thing I like about the Pocket 2 is this do-it-all handle. I've mentioned this in a few of the videos, and this is actually my second DJI Pocket 2 because the first one was getting really hot. It's like 40 degrees Celsius in Australia today, I swear, and I'm going to die of heat stroke if I don't get some of your drinks soon. But the do-it-all handle isn't overheating like my old one. The menu's working pretty much fine. So those are some good positives, and just getting it off can be a bit of a pain in the ass. I said that before, but eventually it just comes loose. If you sort of leverage it around and you're pushing it, it does come loose, so that's a good thing. Now, not only does the do-it-all handle actually give you a 3.5mm audio jack, but it's also a little speaker so you can play back your audio. And there's a little hack you can do to actually play back the sound a little bit higher. Let me show you that right now. If the audio is too soft when you play back on the do-it-all handle, then all you need to do is when you play it back, let's play it back, push up on the screen and you'll see it'll actually increase the volume. You do have a little tripod mount at the bottom, which is what a lot of people complained about on the old Pocket 2. I do like that feature, and you can charge the actual Pocket 2 using the little USB-C port on the back, so it's kind of fully functional. One further feature is you can plug in your little headphone jack, listen to your audio, and by the way, I've screwed my audio up so many times. Just the other day I took the Fimi Palm out. The entire day I filmed the video. It was like a really cool video. I thought, got back and the sound was horrible because I used 1125. So this little feature, every now and then when you're filming your videos, you just play back your audio, listen, okay, it's loud enough, the microphone is working. It just gives you peace of mind while you're out there doing your filming, that you know that when you get home, you're not going to be editing videos that are just sucky sound or something. And you can adjust your sound as you go, which is kind of cool. Low light features of the Pocket 2 have definitely improved. Is it as good as my APS-C side camera? Well, of course not, but that's just science. Definitely is less noise on the new Pocket. Damn, it's hot today. Did I mention that it was hot today? I think I did. Well, I should have just sat at home and done this video at my desk like all the other hobo YouTubers. This is the wireless microphone that comes with the DJI Pocket 2. damn you better focus on that. And it's pretty useful, and I think it's probably one of the best features. It hasn't failed me yet, but I was just wondering how far this thing actually works. There's a whole bunch of rocks behind me. Let's see if we put this on the tripod with the Pocket 2. Let's see how far we can go before the sound cuts out. Probably be about 20 meters or so. Okay, so let's do a little bit of a range test with the DJI Pocket 2. I'm not going to do tracking because it's just going to get confused, I think. So this is at least 30 feet away from the camera at the moment, maybe a little bit more. Let's just go a little bit further. When it disconnects, the app will probably disconnect before the sound. So the wireless microphone definitely needs direct line of sight to work. Even if your body is in the way of the actual Wi-Fi signal, it won't actually work and you'll start getting that crackling audio. The RODE Wireless GO would probably be doing similar things on my Sony camera, because I'm also doing a range test with the Sony at the moment. Let's go a little bit further without blocking it and seeing when it disconnects. Okay, so what better way to test the sound on the stereo microphones and the wind noise reduction by standing next to the ocean. I'm literally next to the ocean, so tsunamis, not right now, okay? So this is wind noise reduction on. Is it actually doing a decent job? I'm trying not to cover any of the speakers because I believe wind reduction sort of uses one of the speakers to cancel out, something like that. This is wind noise reduction off. Is there any difference whatsoever? So wind noise reduction off currently, set to wind noise reduction off on the camera. Is there any difference to the camera quality you are hearing right now? This is wind noise reduction on again with the stereo microphone, no external microphone. Is it any good? Let's switch to the built-in microphone, which I have a little windsock on the lav mic, and see if it's any better. So microphone should come in and you can just automatically switch it on when you're recording and it should carry on. So this is microphone on, and let's switch to microphone off, stereo microphone. So microphone on at the moment, lav mic, wireless microphone on, and that's good points in the video to ask you to leave a like. Wind noise reduction. This is wind noise reduction on stereo microphone on the DJI Pocket 2. Let's go back to the lav mic in 1, 2, 3. This is back in the lav mic territory. Which sound is the best? Which one should you invest your hard-earned money in? I'm guessing the lav mic and the little wireless mic. Now, the mini control stick on the DJI Pocket 2 is actually really good. It's one of those things that the zoom isn't that great, but it actually does give you something. It does give you some useful sort of punching in when you do need it, and you don't want to get too close to an object. You can sort of punch in a little bit more, and then it still gives you quite a good effect. For example, if I wanted to film the top of that sort of steeple thing over there and I wanted to get a little bit closer in, and let's say I couldn't get close in, I could punch in a slightly bit more, maybe to make this a 30mm lens, and then it would look pretty much okay for YouTube. It's not going to look great, but it would look usable, especially for 1080p screens on your mobile phone. I wouldn't zoom in all the way. I go like 1.5, maybe 2 times at best in 1080p, and that should look pretty good. So we're just going to punch in slightly and then we can do our shot. Speaking of good shots, this is an awesome shot right here. It's almost like some kind of Greek architecture or something in Australia. I think we can do something nice with the Pocket 2. Slow motion looks best when you use 60 frames per second and use a 25 frames per second timeline and slow it down 50%. So this guy's name's Zach. He was kind enough to actually do a few dunks for me today. 60 FPS, which is pretty cool. Zach, thanks a lot, man.
It's all good, dude.
Yeah, thanks. Now, DJI are really good at marketing, and it's actually kind of sad because it's kind of false advertising. They've got all kinds of cool things on their website, like HDR video functionality, which we don't have at the moment, and yes, they might update it in future firmware updates, but we still don't have it. The next thing that kind of annoys me is there's this guy that's walking around in ActiveTrack 3.0. He looks really happy. They're tracking his face and he does this little spin movement and he walks away. I always wanted to see if I could recreate that shot and actually see if that kind of crap works. Let's have a test. Okay DJI, if you can do this test, we're going to do some face tracking. Let's get the face tracking involved there. It doesn't look as clean as the other guy had it in your little marketing video, but let's see if this actually works. Okay, so testing beginning. Oh my gosh, DJI, you did well. I take back everything bad I've ever said about your marketing. That was really impressive. It actually did work. Active Track 3.0, who would have thought? And face tracking is still working. I haven't done any firmware updates. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Not quite sure why, but DJI, well done. I did my little model shoot. I did my little walk and twirl. Victoria's Secret right here. Don't call us, we'll call you. Dynamic range is definitely improved on this new camera, but don't push the zoom too far because you will start seeing a few artifacts if you zoom in too close. It's still a nice little feature to have. I'm actually using Active Track 3.0 right now, but it really depends on the scenario. It's not good enough to actually, it sometimes just gets lost as it has right now. There's a perfect example. It got lost, now I have to walk back to the damn camera, first world problems, and double click on my face, and there the Active Track works again. I'm not sure what happens, but I think it gets stuck on some contrast, but this is Active Track 3.0, and to be honest, it's more like Active Track 3.slow DJI. Couldn't track an elephant with this damn thing. I mean, it worked earlier, but that was just luck, and it's working now, but this is luck again. The other thing that DJI need to fix is when you go behind an object, it should just continue tracking, you know? It should remember that particular object that you tracked and actually keep that in memory for at least 10 seconds. I don't know, if you emerge from the back of a house or something, it should automatically go, hey, that's the guy I was tracking before he went into the house. Now he came back out, let me continue tracking that particular shape. Come on DJI, you have engineers and people with degrees, don't you? The other thing I like about the Creator Combo Kit is it's got this little tripod. Now a lot of people in the forums have been complaining about it, that it's flimsy and everything. I think it works pretty darn well. Now it just screws onto the bottom, as everyone knows, and if you have a slightly uneven surface at the bottom, this thing's pretty useful because you can like move it around slightly, even though the gimbal head's going to compensate for that anyway. But I mean, I like to have my Osmo Pocket straight as possible, sort of relative to the world, I guess you could say. So I kind of like this little tripod. It does fit okay on the case. It's kind of annoying to have it sticking out the back. And I must say, sometimes my little Osmo Pocket feels like it's going to fall out of the case. I'm not so sure if it's maybe that little old wrist strap thing that they had on the old one would have been a better idea. Everything pretty much fits well into this case, even the wireless microphone adapter fits on the top. One of the issues is the wide angle adapter, which fits in there with magnets, can easily fit out. It actually almost fell out again, even though it happened on one of my last videos that it fell out of my pocket and I couldn't find it. I don't think that's the best place. They should have put some kind of mechanism where you can sort of slide it in there, maybe between two sort of pieces of material, I don't know. But it's not very good in there, so.
Ah yes, another day has come and gone for the how-to guy. Please like and leave a comment if you don't mind. And yeah, do whatever you do with the normal YouTube videos. Thanks and see you again next time.